Have you ever noticed that the more you chase success, the further it seems to elude you? The more you strive, plan, and sacrifice, the more distant your desire becomes. And worse, while you wear yourself out in this frantic race, you see other people achieving their goals with an ease that seems almost unfair. They don't seem to be running. In fact, they seem calm. And that irritates you, doesn't it? Because you were taught that success requires sacrifice, brutal effort, and constant haste. But what if everything you were taught is wrong? What if calmness, that tranquility you consider a luxury or even laziness, is actually the quickest shortcut to everything you seek? Here's the inconvenient truth no one tells you. Haste doesn't accelerate success. It repels it. Anxiety doesn't motivate you. It paralyzes you. And desperation for immediate results doesn't demonstrate ambition. It demonstrates a lack of confidence in the process. The great Stoics knew this more than 2,000 years ago. Marcus Aurelius, ruling the largest empire in the world, wrote that haste is the enemy of clarity. Epictetus, who lived as a slave before becoming one of history's greatest philosophers, taught that it is not events that disturb us, but the way we view them. And Seneca, advisor to emperors, warned that nothing is more worthy of a balanced spirit than living calmly. These men weren't preaching passivity. They were revealing a secret. Those who maintain serenity amidst chaos see opportunities that others let slip away. In this content, you will discover 10 practical and profoundly transformative lessons that will teach you exactly how to use calmness as a strategy, not as an escape. How to transform tranquility into power, acceptance into strength, and patience into a competitive advantage. And stay until the end, because the last lesson is the one most people never learn. And that's exactly why they get stuck in a cycle of fruitless effort, running faster and faster to nowhere. Are you ready to stop running and start conquering? Then take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin. Lesson 1. Stop resisting and flow with life. Have you ever tried to hold water in your hands? The more force you use, the more water slips through your fingers. That's exactly how it works when you obsessively try to control every aspect of your life. Resisting what's happening, that constant internal struggle against reality, doesn't protect you. It drains you. It drains your energy, clouds your clarity, and leaves you exhausted before you even begin to act on what truly matters. And the worst part? While you expend all your strength trying to make the river flow in the opposite direction, real opportunities pass you by unnoticed. Accepting isn't giving up. It's strategy. Consider a practical situation. You planned an important meeting, but at the last minute it's canceled. Your first reaction is to resist emotionally. Frustration, anger, that feeling of wasted time. You spend hours ruminating on how things should have been different. But while you're stuck in this mental struggle against something that has already happened, a side door opens. Unexpected free time that could be used for that project you've been putting off, or for an important conversation you couldn't fit into your schedule. But you don't see it, because you're too busy resisting. Acceptance frees you to strategically redirect your focus to what is genuinely within your control. The Stoics had a fundamental principle: to distinguish between what is under your control and what is not. And here's the secret. Almost nothing is under your control. You don't control traffic, the weather, other people's decisions, the economy, or crises. But you do control your reactions, your choices, your actions. When you stop wasting energy resisting the uncontrollable and start directing all that strength towards what you can effectively change, something extraordinary happens. You become more productive with less effort, more effective with less strain. And little by little, you discover that flowing with life is not weakness. It's the smartest way to navigate chaos without drowning in it. Lesson 2. Calm your mind before acting. How many times have you reacted in the heat of the moment and then thought, why did I do that? That message sent in anger, that decision made under pressure, that word uttered on impulse that you wish you could take back. A restless mind is like a drunk driver behind the wheel. You may believe you're in control, but the direction is chaotic and the destination unpredictable. Every impulsive reaction is a small surrender of your personal power. It's you handing over the reins of your life to the emotion of the moment, instead of holding them firmly in the hands of your conscience. Here's a simple practice that changes everything. Before reacting to any situation that destabilizes you, pause. Just 3 seconds. Breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose counting to 4, hold for 4, exhale through your mouth counting to 6. In that brief interval, something powerful happens. You regain conscious control. Breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for calming you down, and gives you space to observe your emotions without being dominated by them. And in that space between stimulus and response lies your freedom. The freedom to choose clearly instead of reacting with anxiety. Think of it this way. Every time you pause before acting, you're training a mental muscle. At first, it will be difficult. Emotions will scream louder. Impulses will pull strongly. But with consistent practice, you develop what the Stoics called inner strength. The ability to remain calm even when everything around you is on fire. And this calmness is not passivity. It's strategic power. Because while others are reacting emotionally and creating bigger problems, you are responding consciously and transforming potentially disastrous situations into opportunities to demonstrate emotional maturity. And that, it completely changes how people see you and, more importantly, how you see yourself. Lesson 3. Accept the natural flow of life. Life didn't read your plan. It didn't sign your mental contract for how things should happen. And the more you fight against this reality, the more you suffer. There's a Stoic concept called amor fati, literally, loving fate. And no, this isn't resigned conformity or toxic positivity. It's something much deeper. It's the wisdom of recognizing that every event, pleasant or painful, is part of a larger process that you can't fully see when you're in the middle of it. Just trusting that even what seems like a detour can, in fact, be the path. Imagine a real-life situation. You lose a job you thought was perfect. Your first reaction is despair, fear, a feeling of failure. You mentally fight against that reality, thinking, this shouldn't have happened. But 6 months later, you discover a better opportunity, one that takes you into a field you've always wanted to explore but never dared to. And then you realize, if you hadn't lost that job, you would never have found this path. The dismissal wasn't the end. It was a redirection. But you can only see that when you stop resisting and start accepting it. Accepting the natural flow of life doesn't mean you'll stand still waiting for things to happen. It means you act with what you have, where you are, without wasting energy fighting against what already is. It's like sailing. You can't control the wind or the waves, but you can adjust the sails. And when you stop fighting the sea and start working with it, the journey becomes not only smoother but also faster. Because you are using natural forces to your advantage, not wasting energy fighting against them. That is the essence of Stoic acceptance. Recognizing what is, and then deciding what to do from that point. Lesson 4. Less expectations, more action. Expectations are contracts you sign on your own, and then you get frustrated when the other party doesn't fulfill them. Even though they didn't know there was a contract. You expect the project to be approved, the person to treat you a certain way, the result to appear within the time frame you stipulated. And when reality dares not to meet your mental expectations, frustration arises. You feel betrayed, undervalued, wronged. But the problem isn't reality. The problem is the rigid expectation you created about how it should be. Here's a powerful mindset shift. Replace, I hope that, with what can I do to prepare? Instead of waiting for the client to approve your proposal, ask, what can I do to increase the chances? Can I improve the presentation? Can I anticipate objections? Do I have a plan B ready? This shift in focus takes you out of the passive position of hoping and puts you in the active position of preparing. And when you're focused on actions you can control, your confidence grows naturally. Because it's no longer based on fantasies of control over the uncontrollable. It's based on real preparation. There's a Stoic saying, expect the best, prepare for the worst, accept what comes. This isn't pessimism. It's strategic realism. When you lower rigid expectations and increase solid preparation, you become invulnerable to paralyzing disappointments. A positive outcome becomes a pleasant bonus, not an emotional necessity. And a negative outcome becomes merely information to adjust course, not an existential catastrophe. You remain calm not because you're naive, but because you're prepared for any scenario. And this calmness based on preparation, that's what truly attracts opportunities, because you're ready to seize them when they arise. Lesson 5. Silence is a powerful weapon. Not every provocation deserves your energy. Not every comment requires a response. Not every discussion is worth your time. But you were taught that silence is weakness, that not responding is losing, that letting things go is being a doormat. And so you enter every battle, respond to every provocation, wear yourself out in discussions that lead nowhere. And at the end of the day, you're exhausted, irritated, and the person who provoked you, they've probably already forgotten about the issue while you're still mentally ruminating on what you should have said. Here's the truth that sets you free. Mastering silence is mastering yourself. It's having enough inner strength to consciously choose when your words will add value and when they will only feed a circus that doesn't belong to you. Imagine a provocation at work. Someone makes a nasty comment disguised as a joke. Everyone looks at you, waiting for your reaction. The impulse is to retaliate, defend yourself, prove you're not weak. But what happens when you simply smile slightly and move on? The provocateur completely loses the script, because they wanted your emotional reaction. They wanted to see you destabilized, and you denied them that. Strategic silence isn't passivity. It's a conscious choice. It's you saying, without words, "This doesn't deserve my energy. I have more important things to do than feed your ego." And you know what happens? Those who observe notice. They perceive your maturity, your confidence, your strength. While others wear themselves out in meaningless verbal battles, you keep your power intact, your energy preserved for what truly matters. And little by little, the provocations stop, because you've ceased to be a playful target. You've become someone unshakable. And unshakable people not only command respect, they attract opportunities that reactive people never see. Lesson 6. Accept discomfort and grow with it. The comfort zone is a seductive place. There, everything is familiar, predictable, safe. You know exactly what to expect, how to react, where to step. But here's the problem. Nothing grows in the comfort zone. Your muscles don't strengthen without tension. Your mind doesn't expand without challenges. Your confidence doesn't solidify without experiences that test you. And while you stay there, warm and safe, avoiding anything that causes discomfort, life is happening outside. And you're falling behind, not because you're incapable, but because you chose comfort instead of growth. Think of it this way. Every time you face something uncomfortable and survive, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you imagined. That presentation that made your palms sweat. That difficult conversation you kept putting off. That project that seemed too big. When you take a deep breath and face it, one of two things happens. Either you succeed and your confidence soars, or you fail and discover that failure didn't destroy you. In both cases, you grow. Because growth isn't in the result. It's in the process of facing what scares you. The Stoics practice something called pre-adversity meditation, intentionally imagining difficult situations to mentally prepare themselves, not out of pessimism, but as a strategy. When you mentally rehearse facing discomfort, it loses its power to paralyze you. Start small. Do something uncomfortable every day. Could be a phone call you've been avoiding. Could be saying no when you would normally say yes. Could be trying something new where you'll probably make mistakes at first. Each discomfort faced is a step in personal evolution. And when you accept discomfort as a teacher, not as an enemy, you finally understand growth doesn't happen despite difficulties. It happens because of them. Lesson 7. Practice gratitude for what you already have. There's a mental trap that keeps you perpetually dissatisfied. The belief that happiness always lies in the next goal achieved. When I get that promotion, then I'll be satisfied. When I have that car, that house, that relationship, then I'll be happy. And then you achieve it. And for a few days, you feel that euphoria. But soon it evaporates, and you're already looking at the next goal, thinking that's the one that will finally fulfill you. It's a race without a finish line, where you never stop to appreciate the journey. Here's something the Stoics understood deeply. Those who don't learn to be content with little will never be satisfied with anything. Not because they lack something externally, but because they lack something internally, the ability to recognize the abundance that already exists. Gratitude isn't about denying ambition. It's about appreciating the present while working towards the future. It's about being able to look at where you are now and recognize, yes, I still want more, but look at everything I already have. Look how far I've come. That's no small feat. This recognition doesn't make you complacent. It makes you whole. Try this every morning, before picking up your phone, before diving into the demands of the day. Mentally list 3 things you are grateful for. Can be something big like health or family. Can be something small like a hot coffee or the silence of the morning. The size doesn't matter. What matters is the conscious act of directing your attention to what you have, not to what you lack. Over time, this rewires your mind. You train your brain to seek abundance instead of scarcity. And when you begin to see the world through the lens of gratitude, something curious happens. You still pursue your goals, you still work hard, you still want to grow. But you do all this from a place of fullness, not emptiness. And this completely changes the quality of your journey. Lesson 8. Reduce the noise and focus on the essentials. You wake up, grab your phone, and before you even get out of bed, you're bombarded. Notifications, messages, news, opinions, demands. Your mind hasn't even finished waking up and it's already being pulled in 15 different directions. And then the day continues. More meetings than you should have. More conversations that lead nowhere. More consumption of information that adds no value. At the end of the day, you're exhausted. But when you look back, you can't identify a single truly important thing you did. Your energy was scattered among 1,000 small distractions, and none of them brought you closer to what really matters. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Most of what you do doesn't matter. Not in a cruel sense, but in a strategic sense. 80% of what consumes your attention generates 20% of your results. And while you're busy with that 80% of noise, the 20% that would really make a difference gets neglected. The Stoics had a principle, less but better. Not doing more things. Doing fewer things, but with total focus. Cutting out what doesn't add value isn't laziness. It's strategic clarity. It's you recognizing that your energy is finite and consciously deciding where to invest it. Try this brutal yet liberating exercise. List everything that consumes your attention for a week. Meetings, conversations, social media, news, appointments. Then ask yourself, does this bring me closer to my real goals? Does this make me a better person? Does this add genuine value? If the answer is no, cut it out. No guilt, no justification. Toxic relationships that only drain energy? Distance yourself. Notifications that interrupt your focus every 5 minutes? Turn them off. Commitments you accepted out of fear of saying no but that don't make sense? Cancel them. Every single thing you remove frees up mental and emotional space for what really matters. And when you start focusing on the essentials, your productivity not only increases, it multiplies. Because finally your energy is concentrated, not dispersed. Lesson 9. Use your breath as an anchor. Your mind is like a hyperactive dog. If you don't train it, it drags you wherever it wants. 1 minute you're working, the next you're worried about a conversation you had yesterday. Then you're anxious about a meeting that's only happening next week. Your consciousness is always somewhere but where it should be, here, now, at this very moment. And while your mind wanders uncontrollably, you lose clarity, you lose focus, you lose the only moment in which you can truly act, the present. Here is the simplest and most powerful tool that exists to regain control: conscious breathing. It's not mysticism, it's pure physiology. When you breathe deeply and intentionally, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for calming you down, reducing cortisol, and bringing your mind back to the present. It's like pressing a reset button on your nervous system. And the best part? You can do this anywhere, anytime, without needing anything other than your own attention. Try this right now. Inhale deeply through your nose, counting to 4. Feel the air entering, expanding your abdomen. Hold for 4 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 6, as if you were deflating a balloon. Repeat 3 times. Did you feel the difference? Your mind is a little calmer, a little more present. That's your breath acting as an anchor. And when you do this consistently, in moments of stress, before important decisions, whenever you feel anxiety rising, you train your nervous system to quickly return to calm. You become someone who, regardless of external chaos, can maintain inner clarity. And inner clarity, that's the foundation of all the intelligent decisions you'll make. Lesson 10. Trust in time and the process. And here we arrive at the lesson most people never learn. Not everything happens on its own timeline. You plant, you care for, you water, you do everything right, but the harvest has its own rhythm. And while you don't see the fruits, doubt whispers, will it work out? Am I on the right track? Am I wasting my time? And then comes the temptation to give up, to change direction, to start all over again because the results didn't appear when you expected. But here's the truth. Giving up right before the harvest is the most common tragedy for those who never achieve success. The Stoics had a profound understanding of this. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, "Patience is the companion of wisdom, not passive patience, of someone who sits idly by and waits. Active patience, of someone who continues to act consistently even when the results are not yet visible." It's like building a house. You spend weeks digging the foundation. From the outside, it seems like nothing is happening. But it is precisely this invisible foundation that will support everything that comes after. If you abandon the work because it doesn't look like anything yet, you will never have the house. Trusting in time isn't about sitting and waiting for miracles. It's about acting consistently, knowing that the process has its own rhythm, and that your task isn't to control the speed of the journey. It's to stay on the path. Plant your seeds. Water them every day. Protect them from what you can. But understand, you can't force a tree to grow faster by pulling its leaves. You can only create the right conditions and trust that nature will do its part. And when you internalize this, when you finally accept that not everything is in your control, but that you can control your consistency, something liberating happens. Anxiety decreases. Clarity increases. And you can finally work without despair, with the quiet confidence of someone who knows they are doing their part, and that the results will come when the time is right. And so we come to the end of this journey, but in truth, this is only the beginning. Because now you hold in your hands 10 lessons that can completely transform the way you approach life, work, challenges, and success. You've learned that resistance is unnecessary exhaustion, that mental calm is strategic power, that accepting the natural flow is wisdom, that action surpasses expectations, that silence is strength, that discomfort is growth, that gratitude is abundance, that focusing on the essential multiplies results, that conscious breathing anchors you in the present, and that trusting the process is trusting yourself. But here's the question that really matters. What are you going to do with this? Will you continue in this desperate rush, trying to force results, controlling the uncontrollable, reacting impulsively, scattering energy in 1,000 directions? Or will you have the courage to apply at least one of these lessons today? Which one resonated with you the most? Where are you failing? What change needs to begin now? Because knowledge without action is nothing more than entertainment. And you didn't get this far just to be entertained. You got here because you know deep down that there's a better way to live. A way where you achieve more with less stress. Where you grow without destroying yourself. Where you succeed without losing your peace. So choose. Choose one lesson. Just one. And practice it today. Could be accepting something you're resisting. Could be pausing before reacting to the next provocation. Could be listing 3 things you're grateful for. Could be cutting a commitment that doesn't make sense. It could be consciously breathing for 3 minutes. It doesn't matter which one. What matters is starting. Because transformation doesn't happen when you understand. It happens when you act. If this content resonated with you, leave a comment saying which of the 10 lessons you will practice first. Your response can inspire others who are on the same journey. And if you want to continue evolving with practical Stoic wisdom, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here you will find real tools to live with more calm, clarity, and confidence. It's not abstract theory. It's applicable, transformative wisdom to use in real life. What is yours is on its way. Just be patient to receive it. See you in the next piece of content. And remember, you don't need to run faster. You just need to walk with more clarity.